the gift of design, how you can maybe help someone come up with ideas for their home for the holidays, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I adore design books, and I have a huge collection of them. And we've talked about collections before, and I've shown you when I have collections of china and jadeite and cake plates and all kinds of fun things, and a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But books are a great gift, and design books, especially for those people who love to design their own house or who are looking to build a new one, or some people just are inspired to read them like you read cookbooks.
I was going to say, is it like someone who loves to cook?
Exactly.
I have a ton of cookbooks.
You know, so if you like to cook, you just like to read cookbooks sometimes.
Just sit and read.
This is the time of the year, like with the movies. You know, there's certain times that the big movies come out. Well, right before the holidays is when all the best design books come out, which is really fun. Yeah, a lot of people don't. So I just brought several of my favorites that are out now, and we'll just talk about a few of them. This one is by Erin Lauder, who is the granddaughter of Estee Lauder, and she's built an amazing brand in makeup, but also in the home furnishings industry. And she's kind of like the hottest style trendsetter right now in design. So a beautiful book about her life, and it's really, really interesting and fun to read about the politics of her family. Her dad was an ambassador, and a bunch of really cool stuff. So it's sort of a history book as well. And really fun to read. Now, if you're into collections, this one you can tell I've already been reading at home. It's my own book called In With the Old, and it's about the resurgence of traditional design and collections, and it's A through Z. It just goes through all sorts of things.
Like you do sometimes.
So if you, like our design from A to Z. So if you want to collect things or want to know what something is, it's like the design encyclopedia. It talks about everything from acrylic to blanc de chine, which are little white figurines that some people collect. There's everything in this book about design. Really, really fun. And it just goes, this one's about, that's my placeholder where I'm reading, card motifs and how playing cards have been used in design for years and years. Isn't that interesting? Even from like the 50s and 60s when people played bridge all the time. Tiffany made this china, which was really fun.
I'd like to have that now.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to know about collections or you'd like to start collecting, this is a
good place to start.
A great place to start. Now, a fun thing that happened yesterday, this is a new, came out this year, House Beautiful's book on color. And you know, I do a lot of work on
color girl.
And I teach courses on color. So I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday to pick up a few other books to round out this, and of course I always love to add to my collection. And I opened it up and there was my work right in the front.
No kidding.
So how fun was that? Because this was in their magazine in 2010. But this is a really, really neat book, and it tells you all kinds of things about how to use all different colors from blue to green. And it goes really through the gamut. It talks about different fabrics, gives you real sources if you're trying to recreate some of these interiors in your own home.
If you're a little afraid of colors, sometimes this can help you.
And it's so great too. I always tell people not to copy designers' work because it's a little boring if they're just replicating, but to be inspired by it. So it gives you some of the details and the reason why people use things, so you can kind of help create some of this.
So what is that like? You open a book and there's your design in there.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I was with my daughter and I go, look, Ellison, and she was like, oh, there you are. Yeah.
Is that here in Arkansas?
Yes, that's in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Very good.
And this was also at Barnes & Noble.
That's beautiful.
And then just a few more. Nate Berkus, who's been made really famous with Oprah. This is a really neat book called The Things That Matter. And it's talking about building a home and surrounding yourself with the things you love, whether anybody else loves it or not. So you don't have to be on trend. It's just about bringing in sentimental things. And he features a lot of people he knows and what their collections are.
I've seen him on Oprah talk about just even, I think he had like a feather or something that was from some experience.
Right.
And he has it framed.
Exactly. And it's so much fun to make things in your own home that are that personal to you, that every time you walk by them, they remind you of a special memory or a special person.
And he always says, if you love it, it'll work together.
That's exactly right. And then this one is really fun. It's a brand new book by a guy named Howard Slatkin. He and his brother Harry had the great candle company, Slatkin & Company, which a few years ago was purchased by Bed Bath & Beyond. So a lot of people have seen those candles. But the cool thing about this book is, even though it's very ornate, his Fifth Avenue style, what he shows in the book is all the cupboards and closets, like where he built storage to keep his silver, and where he built a room just to design and create flower arrangements, and really cool little nooks and crannies that most design books don't show. It's usually the rooms that you store all the stuff in while you're taking pictures pictures of everything else. So
you always want to see inside everybody's closet. So this is a way to do that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then so many more. My friend Jan Showers from Dallas has a new book. Alexa Hampton, a great designer from New York, that will be here in February with me, and I'll tell y'all more about her then. Has a beautiful new book.
Almost like coffee table books too.
Exactly. They can just be accessories if you don't even read them. Now, I'm one of the geeks that actually reads every word. I don't just look at the pictures. I study them. I even write in them with a pencil. It drives my daughter crazy, but I make notes and study them. But even if it's just for accessories, everybody loves a beautiful coffee table book.
Absolutely. And if someone loves decorating in your family, they would love this for Christmas.
Yes.
Just remind everybody about your interior design, of course, out on Ranch Drive.
Yes, and I also, a lot of these are from Barnes & Noble. You can get them at Cobblestone and Vine, and you can also get them at my friend Heather's store, Georgia James, that's in Scarlet.
Yes, Heather Owens.
Yes, Heather Owens with Georgia James. So any of those stores are going to have beautiful selection of books for design.
Wonderful ideas, I think. There's more information. If you have any questions, you can always give Tobi a call. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hope your family has a great one.
Thank you.
Back in a moment, over into the kitchen.